oversee high school hallways, overworked parents nowhere in sight. Touchdown cheers and turnover groans drown lonesome lives for a moment. Forgetfulness is fueled by beer. You're someone here, a hometown living room hero. They'd never have won without you, calling every penalty before the flag, missing no hole in the line, shouting for that dumb shit running back to get his head out of his ass and back in the game, for Christ's sake. Football Sunday is holier than 100 church services. Worshippers watching TV with no time delay, shouting prayers and curses in unison nationwide. Gives them something to talk about, wearing their team-colored Disney swoosh tie. Winning is a lie, a misrepresentation. What's lost is the sum of the equation. Let's do another cheer. Voices, minds together. Don't think about why or whether. Sing with me. Go, fight, win. Go, fight, win. Go, fight, win. Go, fight, win. Cross-town rivalry never ends. High school players, families, and friends all show up for Friday's game. Community pride, school name on the line, dependent on our team, crushing the other guys. Take no prisoners, leave none alive, the coach coaxes as he pats armor-clad behinds onto the field for battle. Beach fuzz hidden under chin-strapped helmets that turn heads into spears that ruin ribs, break backs. A few young bodies is a small price to pay for victory, a display of physical and moral right. Who cares how well they played or how nice? What's won is mine, my right, at any price. Communities mourn senior year when pig-skinned superstars leave the nest for post-pubescent trials of right. They needn't fear. There are plenty of oil-filled end zones left. Constant TV and internet coverage of the fight. We stand united by the closest thing to democracy we know. We're all watching the same show, buying the same bumper stickers and flags to pledge our allegiance, support our troops who will never witness our display. Cheerleader chintz is cheap consolation for what we sell. Our children into hell with no touchdowns or out of bounds, just bombs and more bombs from both sides. No chance for a turnover. No real hope in sight, more wounded than team pride. American dominocracy wins again. So many lives and tax dollars spent while we cheer on the sidelines. Go, fight, win! Go, fight, win! Go, fight, win. I'm Jon Labrousse. You know me from school. I'm a middle school teacher here in town. Poor children. This isn't better, is it?
Well, not when it's not on, no.
It's off. Is it off?
Try it.
Let's see if I can. Does that even work?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Does that work better?
Yeah.
Maybe? Sorta? Okay, let's try this. I'll do a double dose here thing. Okay, this is called hunger. Here comes a storm. It starts with a rumble that you mistake for thunder. This dark and elemental shakes the wall, hunger. Fed up with Pop-Tarts and peanut butter, you pull on your shoes and coat, head to the market, empty hands and polyester pockets. Wander fluorescent aisles of tin cans, plastic plunder, time's waste is non-recyclable. Where the hell does it go, you wonder? In frozen food, you catch your reflection superimposed over boxes of mass production. Realize your hunger is something hot, something hunted. You run home and read Hemingway to muster courage for the hunt. You've never done this. You own no rifle. Your knife is blunt. Sharpened mop handle and flashlight in hand, you head south in sneakers, seeking the source of your hunger, your humanity worn thin. You inch into the patch of wood skirting prefab efficiency homes, hoping to stir up a squirrel or smallish deer. Nothing ferocious. Just outside of streetlights, this is the closest you've ever been to wild. Brush scuffle blends with thunder and you panic. Drop your spear and flashlight, dash forward. The storm meets you in a clearing where the downpour mixes here with now, and you give up hunting as hopeless. Strip to your skin and rain dance splatter. Lightning scatters the dark and you feel electric. It's in that first flash you see her, full-figured spinning thunder in the same mud as you, stitchless, hungry too. You match her unabashed laughter with tango and slap flesh into a rain-drenched, mud-happy frolic, a consummation of all that matters. until, mutually seated in a muddy pile, finally, human, she finds her mobile phone and makes a call. Turns out you're not that far from civilization after all. And when the pizza boy pulls up all red, white, and blue, Flash asks, eyes averted, who ordered the large pepperoni? She has the cash ready. You tip. Hot pizza wasn't what you thought you were after, but the two of you squat naked in the rain, growling, clawing at your kill until you both devoured your fill. It's in her wild eyes you realize that it wasn't the kill that drew you into the hunt, but the risk of finding something primitive, and you did yourself finally alive. Alright, so this one, there's some things, you know, being a poet, we're used to, you know, being cool with ourselves and spend a lot of time talking to ourselves. There are just some things that are hard to say. And so, you know, my therapist thought this would really help me. Thanks, man. So, this is called Talk to the Puppet. He's the puppet. I'm a shell of a hell of a sock puppet fella, left empty by you, bitch, a sock Cinderella. You threw me in the wash and left me on the line, see? Battered and bleached every trace of you from me. I feel so used out here dangling in the rain. I'm talking about life, I'm talking about pain, about I can't stand the heat. You threw me in the dryer, stuck on your feet even upstairs, I get no higher. I'm twisted and worn thin, wrung out and pulled loose, a nappy version of me you can see through. Tired and tight knots, angry dog pulled and fetched, every thread of me sweat stained and stretched. Here I hang in the rain, here I hang in the rain, it's not my thing, I'm just a nappy sock puppet hanging in the rain. But I've got news for you, to damp your prance around, in your open-toed free heels, I'll bring you down, all barefoot and brown skin with springy step. Go on and dance, bitch, you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm a sock puppet with button eyes and nose. I need you like I need ratty holes for toes. Me and my posse, we're getting organized. I'm not the only footwear that despises you. We'll haunt your every step. We'll do it undetected. We'll lay some hurt on your corns when you least expect it. Worse than a blood blister, ickier than fungus. We'll get what you earn, bitch. Vindicta humongous. Here I hang in the rain. Here I hang in the rain. It's not my thing. I'm just a vengeful sock puppet hanging in the rain. I don't know. 5 minutes? Okay, I'll do one more. Now for something completely different. Shut up, Corey. That's why you don't bring friends to a show. All right, this is called Write the Stars. I wrote this for my wife and daughter, actually. Hold different pace. It's no accident we peer into bigger the better black boxes filled with colorful pixels of light and call the movie Stars, TV Stars. Since before there was time, there were stars, and they told our stories. Night would fall and we'd gather around the small fire that was our primeval living room. And the sky was the biggest TV humans will ever see. Natural 4D, space and time stretching out to infinity. And huddled close together, we charted our heroes' stories in the constellations for future generations to point to, like channels in the sky to remember. The stars told farmers when to plant and harvest. They told stories of hardship and struggle, of triumph and salvation. The information cataloged in the stars plotted a map in our collective consciousness that helped us navigate centuries of darkness and uncertainty. Unlike television, whose shows only run a couple of seasons before they fall into obscurity, the myths of our ancestors are still written in the very same stars we see in the sky today. Our heroes were bold and brave, and our women. Let's cut to the chase. Our women were raped. They were taken, beaten. They were sacrificed in almost every constellation story. Stories still written in our stars like permission. When my daughter was in second grade, we stayed up late on a school night to watch the total lunar eclipse together in the backyard. When the moon was mostly blocked by the Earth's shadow, she asked me, "Why don't you have a real job like the other dads?" It took 8 years for that question to rise, and I remember looking up at the way the Earth had stepped in front of the moon, obscuring her completely. Bright full moon commanding attention, and everyone's watching but only waiting for the Earth to make an appearance. And when the Earth's bit is finished, everyone goes back inside to sleep, leaving the moon up there all alone, diminished. It's the eclipse they came out to see, the hero show. Something clicked. I picked out the stars and named my first constellation that night, Tasha, after my partner. Mother, lover, justice warrior, and sketched for my daughter the story we're still living. It's a story about the moon, how our mom is it, and I am too, depending on your perspective. And sometimes eclipses happen, and you should say sorry when they do. It's a story about the sun, our children, who we too revolve around, each of us, sometimes Earth, sometimes moon, move, and interdependent, full of light and shadow, but whole and flawed. These are the kinds of stories we need, where the hero's traits are blurred across gender, the way the Milky Way looks like a wash of light sometimes, making it impossible to pinpoint individual stars. I named the constellation to remind me what heroism is. It's her, and it's me, and sometimes it's both of us at once, and the only beast that needs to be defeated is our egos. After the eclipse, I pointed out Tasha's stars to my daughter so she could find her when she needs her. And that patch of stars over there, I told her, that's you. And I sketched a map of both of them inside the front cover of her journal. That's the constellation where you're writing your stories, I told her. We need new heroes like you. And we snuggled under the blanket to watch the full moon's slow procession across the sky until it slipped behind the trees before we went inside to sleep.
Yeah.
Thanks.
What can I say? Jon Labrousse.